I text really fast. It's that time of the month where I PMS, so I am an oily, bloaty mess. If you guys don't know about my PMS problems, then you should probably look into what it's like living with two vaginas. Anyways, guys, for today's video, I wanted to bring you a Family Fun Friday. I was gonna come and bring you something very interesting, but just wasn't happening. I'm a little bit like off the wall today. It's one of those days. I have my Milano cup. This is from Milan. It is like 2 in the morning because, again, I cannot sleep. Insomniac life. Am I insomniac? Am I manic? I don't know what's going on. Anyways, this is from Milan. Buonasera, because it is so late. That's where I was going with the whole timing thing. But I recently participated in a campaign that was called Sorry Mom for Mother's Day, where I told you guys a little story about my life and about how I used to destroy my mama's clothing that she gave me. Her hand-me-downs. I will link you to that video if you're interested. But in that video I discussed if you guys wanted to hear other stories of my childhood, because I was not a little perfect child. So today I'm going to tell you the story about the road trip where my brother and I were barefoot, half naked, and stole candy from a convenience store at a gas station. It's a very exciting story. So get out your little Milan cups or whatever cups you want. We should have like a Travel the World series because I collect cups from around the world, and some of you have known that and actually given me cups I love so much, and I hope you guys know that I Snapchat you guys with my cups when I drink them, especially from Ireland and Atlanta. I love you guys. If you're on Snapchat, hit me up because yeah. I must have been around 6 or 7, maybe younger, and we were all having a family reunion in Colorado. And this is my mom's side of the family. My mom has 41 immediate cousins, or 42. I don't know, they keep on reproducing, so who knows what that number is now. But she has a huge family, and a lot of them are in Italy, hence Milano, and a lot of them are in Colorado. So we decided that we're going to take a trip out there. So we decided to take this camper, and it's basically a camper that's 7 years older than my father, and it's this big pickup truck with this random camper like that you shove on the back and that you can sleep in. It has a little fridge and like a little kitchen, and it breaks down every 10 miles, and you have to like jumpstart the battery and do jumping jacks on the side of highways to get someone to pull you over. And at that time we did not have cell phones. So anyways, we were road tripping through the desert. It was my mama, it was my papa, it was me and my little broski, and you know, we have the car seat in the front. We would all sit in the front, and then the back is like where the camper was, because you weren't allowed to like sit in the camper while you're driving. So I remember we were going to go see this bridge in Colorado, but we stopped on the way to go to some national park. My dad used to be a really professional mountain biker. He was 7 seconds away from the California state record. Hashtag go daddy. But he never pursued it. So he could have been a Lance Armstrong, and he could have lost his testicles, but he didn't. So I'm glad he's my dad, not Lance Armstrong. Nothing against Lance Armstrong. I just, you know, I really love my dad, and who knows how things would have played out. So anywho, he was mountain biking, and next thing you know, my mom's hanging out with me and my brother, and my dad doesn't come back for a few hours. And all of a sudden she hears like this thing on like a radio by an ambulance, and it's like, you know, whatever number, someone biker down, you know, get a stretcher, and my mom's just like, oh, it better not be my husband. Lo and behold, it was. There was just no fluke, and the next thing you know, her name is being paged an hour later, and she's like, what the heck? She goes to the ICU, and there's my father. He had gone over his handlebars, he hit a root, and he broke his clavicle bone into like a billion different pieces. So anyways, this starts the family reunion. This is 2 days before the family reunion. We go to the family reunion. It is awful because literally my dad is yelling and screaming in pain. He needs this surgery. We're on the phone with insurance trying to figure out, does insurance cover us in Colorado, or does it cover my dad? Is he gonna be able to get the surgery? Does he have to go back to California? Everyone at this family reunion is like going crazy trying to help my mom. My mom's freaking out. Me and my brother are just going, excuse my French, batshit crazy. We are hyphy off the walls off of diet soda or just our own chemical compositions in our brains. Who knows what. We just did not sleep as children. I still don't sleep. But we were going nuts. So my mom decides to cut the trip short. We only went to the family reunion for 1 day, and we ended up driving back home. So as we're road tripping back, you know, from California in San Francisco to Colorado, it is a long freaking drive, and literally my dad is in so much pain because of his shoulder. Every single bump that we're going over, he's yelling and screaming in pain. Ah, that hurts! Ah, slow down! Ah! And my brother in there, like, we're sitting there laughing at him, and then he's getting angry at us. He's like, this hurts! You don't understand! And the angrier he gets, the more we laugh, right? Because he had had this surgery and he was just in so much pain, and my mom's like, dude, I cannot control you know, the bumps in the road, right? So all of a sudden he's taking his pain medications, and next thing you know, about 6 to 8 hours in, he starts throwing up and he is vomiting. He's having an allergic reaction all over his body. And my mom, being in the medical field, is like, oh my God, like he's having a reaction. We need to get him to the hospital as soon as possible. So we decide to pull over at a gas station. And lo and behold, you know, my mom looks at me and my brother. She says, you kids stay right here. I'm gonna go make a call to the insurance. You kids behave. That was always the threat. You behave or else. So, okay, or else, whatever, mom. So my mom is literally there outside the gas station. She's on the phone trying to feed like coins into the payphone, because back then we didn't have cell phones. There's dust kicking up everywhere. This is a gas station in the middle of nowhere. My dad is leaning out the side of the car going, ugh! He's like barfing all over the place. He's yelling in pain, Jenny, help me! My mom's feeding coins into this payphone machine, and I decide to just, you know, sneak my little hand over and unbuckle my brother from the car seat. So my brother and I get out and we start going into the gas station. Now, mind you, it's 112 degrees, like it is freaky-deakin' hot. It's in the middle of summer, and my brother and I are in our diapers because who needs clothes if you haven't developed yet? We were barefoot and we just decided to go into this convenience store, and oh, it's like the gates of heaven for my 5-year-old self had opened. There was candy everywhere. So my brother and I are just literally walking down the aisles, eating candy, like half eating it and leaving it on the floor. I don't remember anything other than eating the candy, but apparently, you know, people in the gas station were like, oh, where are these kids coming from? Next thing you know, about 10 minutes later, my mom realizes that we're gone. She grabs me by the arm. She grabs my brother in one hand. She's like juggling us under her gorilla arm. She slaps a 20 on the counter. She's like, ma'am, I'm so sorry. I really hope this covers it. I'm so sorry. Runs back out, puts us back in our car seat. She says, I'm on hold with the insurance company. Do not mess this up. Your father is sick. My dad's like, bleh! You know, I'm sitting here laughing. My brother's sitting here going, hee! And she says, do not let him out of this car seat. You behave or else. All right, and so I'm like, okay, mom, like I'll be a good kid, whatever. So she goes back, she's making her phone call. He's barfing, he's complaining, you know, he's sick as a dog. He's really dehydrated. I don't think he's wearing a shirt by this time because he had puked all over it. And like 5 minutes later, you know, my brother and I are sitting there and I go, and I release him again. So this time we know that if we go back to the convenience store, then we are definitely going to get in trouble for stealing more candy. So we took it upon ourselves to find our way into the gas station bathroom. And mind you, you know that gas station bathrooms are bad. This was the filthiest of the filthiest bathrooms ever. And we go in there and like, it's disgusting, it's terrible. Like, you know, we're looking at the stalls, I'm playing like a cat with the toilet paper. Next thing you know, my little 4 or 5-year-old brother decides to find a plunger. And we decide to have a little fun with this plunger and a toilet. So he sticks the plunger into the toilet and he says, Cassie, look! And he starts like, I'm spitting everywhere, but he starts like sloshing this plunger in the toilet and it starts making this hilarious sound. And my 6-year-old self and his 5-year-old self, or whatever age we were, just thought this was the absolute funniest thing in the entire world. He's just sitting there going and, you know, water's going everywhere. This is the filthiest water ever. We're in our diapers, barefoot, filthy bathroom. Next thing you know, my mom notices that we're missing. She goes running into the convenience store. She's like, where are my kids? They're not here stealing candy anymore. No one's seen the kids. So everyone goes on this wild hunt for the kids as my dad is puking outside and the insurance company is on hold. And, you know, they're trying to find us. Next thing you know, someone hears this giggling and my mama comes into the bathroom and there my brother and I are soaked head to toe in toilet water, barefoot, half naked in our diapers, going with a toilet plunger, laughing at the noise, thinking this is the funniest thing ever. And basically we were put back in the car. She had been hung up on by the insurance company after being on hold because somebody answered and didn't answer it because she was like, Richard, make sure that you answer this phone if somebody comes back, but he was too busy puking. So they just ended up driving to the nearest hospital and that was kind of the end of that. We were soaked in toilet water in the emergency room of the hospital and then we would not shut up, and so the doctor was like, can I please give your kids some cookies just to shut them up? And my mom was like, give them anything! Because she just needed some peace and quiet. But he ended up fixing the medication, high phone, ended up fixing the medication, ended up going home. Family reunion was a bust. That's okay, hopefully I'll get to visit them in Italy sometime. But yeah, that was about 15 years ago. And that was the story about the time that my brother and I were half naked barefoot in a gas station stealing candy. Family Fun Fridays, I swear to God. So yeah, I just wanted to share that story with you guys because I was going to do something really interesting, but then I was really not in the mood for it. So I love you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this little tidbit from my past. Yeah, let me know if you guys want more Family Fun Fridays in the future, like the time that my cousin Carly and I were camping and we put a gigantic toad into my parents' tent, or any of the many other times that we have just been absolute nuisances and, you know, made our parents' lives miserable at our own convenience and humor. So yeah, I love you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Be sure to thumbs up if you want more Family Fun Fridays, and of course post in the comments and tell me all the things that you did as a child that drove your parents nuts as well. So love you guys, and I cannot wait to talk to you all in the next video. Oh, and on Snapchat, follow me on the Snap Story and we will have magical adventures. You will either follow my Snap Story and be like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever, or you will immediately regret it. Because I'm a little bit unfiltered on there. Even though I use the actual filters, I'm like unfiltered. You see what I did there? See what I did there? Oh, spiffy. Anywho, I love you guys, and I will see you on the Snapchat. Love you guys. Bye.